Howdy, howdy, this is Cryptic Running back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to do my round 1 predictions for Ant-Man, MODOK, and the Goldpool arenas. So the first thing I always like to do is compare these or categorize these arenas, these new arenas, to past arenas, because that allow me then to jump into some trend analysis. So when it comes to feature arenas, really there's only two groups of arenas really. So you've got the old champs and new champs, and Ant-Man is as old as they can get, that's for sure. And when it comes to 4-star basic arenas, ever since the 5-star feature arena was introduced into the game, there's really been two buckets of kind of arenas. You've got the high interest, think Blade and Medusa, and then you've also got everybody else kind of falls into the old camp. Or I shouldn't say old camp, but low interest camp. And actually what we've how I'm categorizing low now is low new, meaning that they're new to the 4-star basic, like first time into the 4-star basic arena, and then low old, meaning they've been in the 4-star basic arena in the past, even though it might have been a long time ago. This is not their first rodeo, as the saying goes. And with MODOK, he definitely fits into the low area. Think Morningstar, Dr. Octopus, Taskmaster, most recently Taskmaster. I think he fits in that kind of area. But I don't think he goes all the way up to high for sure, even though he has some good Alliance War use still today. And then Goldpool, well, Goldpool is his own arena, so we'll kind of get into some more details about him later. No past arenas to kind of compare this to, but I do have a thought until at least we have something that might be able to get us into the ballpark. But anyway, moving forward, now that I've categorized most of these arenas, let me jump into some recent results for these types of arenas. Starting first with the low new 4-star basic arenas. So again, think Dr. Octopus, as you can see here, Dr. Octopus, Kingpin, Morningstar, and Taskmaster. And for the most part, you can see we're right around between 2 million to 2.4, really 2.3 million. So we can definitely think that, or at least I personally think that MODOK's going to fall into kind of this range. And when it comes to the first shard tier, you can see we're talking anywhere from 1.3 to 1.5 million. Now, when we jump into the future arenas, when it comes to 3-star for old champs, they're pretty much just right above the milestone reward, which is at 640, and you can see these are at high 640s to mid 650s kind of thing, and that's been a very consistent range, so we can expect that again. Same thing for the 4-star feature arena, very consistent range from 4.7 to 5.6, somewhere in there, and you can see we've been trending closer to the 5 million here most recently. Even with Cable, who still has some utility in the game, he still couldn't get much above 5 million at 5.3 million. And then we look at the 5-star feature arena for old champs. They're pretty consistent too, anywhere from 20 to 24 million most recently with Cable, who's like I said, out of probably all of these, he's probably got the most utility. Although Nebula and Gambit, I mean, actually all of these champs, while they may be while they may be older champs, they still have some decent use in the game. But anyway, you can see they're not going too far from 20 million, anywhere from 20 million to 24 million. So this gives us a good sense of where these feature arenas play out, and like I said, there's not a lot of drama with these. They're very consistent in terms of past results. Now, when I'm thinking about the Goldpool arena, we've been told by Kabam it's basically a 5-star feature arena. So what I'd like to do is look at the recent 5-star feature new champs, and you can, and this is kind of what I did for the Deadpool OG arenas. If you've seen my kind of review, my specific video that I kind of deep dive into that arena. I did it based off of the 4-star feature arena, which that one seemed like it was based off of, or I should say 4-star basic arena. And this one we look at, this is the 5-star feature arena and the Goldpool arena are pretty similar. So with that being the case, I think we can kind of, except I guess the only thing I would say is you can't use 6 stars, which could have an impact for sure on this, because 6 stars do give a lot of points and you can kind of really use a lot of points. So maybe it's closer to the 4-star feature arena. But I think we should look at this one as kind of a base, and then use a similar multiplier that we saw between the Deadpool, the OG Deadpool arena, and those 4-star basic arena results, which was basically around 1.5, or I should say 1.4%, so basically 140% above the 4-star, and I said 4-star basic, it was actually the 4-star feature arena. So if I apply that over, even though the setup of that arena for Deadpool OG was closer to 4-star basic, its results were basically 140% of the 4-star feature arena. I know it can kind of sound a little complicated. As you can see, I'm kind of running around in circles myself here trying to explain it. But anyway, kind of taking that same line of thinking and applying it here, where it's the 5-star feature instead, even though it's designed off the 4-star feature arena. Again, kind of complicated, I know. But long story short, I figure if we apply that same 140% on top of the higher end of the 5-star feature arena results, that kind of gives you a ballpark, at least in which I'm thinking we'll see the Goldpool arena to land. So anyway, with all that being said, and I know it was a mouthful, and hopefully I didn't lose everybody there, but anyway, here are my thoughts for the round 1 cutoffs for these arenas. So, actually, sorry, got a little bit ahead of myself. But, just looking at these trends alone isn't the only thing I like to do. That's why I release those arena preview videos, and I always like to get the input of the community. And so the two biggest questions I have with these arenas are the MODOK arenas and the Goldpool arena. So I always put out polls on my channel, getting the input of the community. And here are the results. Basically, we'll start first with the 4-star basic MODOK arena. I was asking, what do you guys think the cutoffs will be? And there were really only 3 options. Was it going to be like the 4-star basic low new, or was it going to be like the 4-star basic high interest kind of group, or would there be a whole other group that would kind of show up in that 2.4 to 3 million range? And you can see that's where most of the community kind of landed, 60% out of the 306 votes. By the way, thank you very much for the folks who took the time to vote, and especially those who put some context behind their vote in the comments section. And there were some pretty interesting comments behind this 2.4, and I think Douglas Pattison kind of summarized its best, 3 million plus. Diversity is gone, bye-bye. So keep in mind, this was 10 hours ago when he commented. This was released I put out the polls a day ago, over 24 hours ago, and this was before Kabam. And I want to give kudos to Kabam on this. They come back and they heard us. They basically, and I appreciate everybody in the community who kind of raised our voices and kind of bombarded Kabam saying, hey guys, you had us go off and spend a lot of rank up materials, ranking up all these different potential alliance war champions, just so from a diversity perspective, and now you're taking that away. That definitely felt like a money grab by Kabam, because now we would have to go back and potentially go, people that were going on the diversity kind of side for the alliance war would now maybe have to go back to like a MODOK or a more traditional kind of alliance war champ and rank them up. So Kabam heard us loud and clear, and they would go ahead and retracted that, and diversity is still going to be part of it. If you haven't seen that yet, check out the Kabam forums, the MCOC forums. They announced today, and just here recently, a couple hours ago, that diversity will now be part of Alliance War Season 3 again. I guess this was easier than for them to give up Rank 3 awards. I guess they probably looked at some trends and saw their money go down when when they released the last rank down tickets, because people then didn't have to jump in and buy a bunch of probably tier one catalysts and those kind of things. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. But kudos to Kabam anyway for retracting that whole removal of diversity and bringing that back in as part of Alliance War Season 3. So anyway, a lot of the input behind, and probably a lot of impetus behind this vote, was behind the fact that now the diversity is gone, everybody's going to have a MODOK again, because he's kind of tough to fight from an Alliance War perspective. I think that's going to be neutralized a little bit once the word gets out, and it'll probably go back to that 2 to 2.4 range, at least in my opinion. But a lot of the comments from you folks kind of indicated that. There were some interesting ones, though, and BS Engineering, he had an interesting point. He's more of a defender than anything else, but anybody who has the means to go for him already has 5-star champs on the defender roster and don't need or want him anyway. So his point is like, and I've seen this actually from a couple of different other folks who provided some context to the vote, saying that basically MODOK as a 4-star, while he's great and all, and diversity at that time, of course, keep in mind at that time diversity was going away, a lot of people probably don't need him who are in that kind of alliance war anyway, from kind of just rank, like they're at higher level alliance wars, and so a MODOK really wouldn't help kind of thing. So anyway, all in all, great input from the community, and again, kudos to Kabam for retracting the removal of diversity from alliance wars. I think that was definitely the right move on their behalf. So, and kudos to the community for raising our voices to make sure they heard us on that, and for the most part, a lot of folks were not happy, and I don't blame the community on that one bit. So anyway, moving over to the Goldpool arena, and I put a number of different options because, it's really going to be interesting to see where this one lies. And again, thanks to everybody who took the time to vote, 308 of you. And you can see for the most part, a good majority of you felt that it's going to go over 70 million plus. And looking at some of the feedback, Aaron Groves here, going based off the recent 4- and 5-star new high-tier champs in recent arenas, Goldpool will likely go for 75 million easy. everybody grinded for the OG Deadpool cutoffs at 20 million plus, and that was kind of what I was referring to before in my complicated explanation, where the 4-star basic was basic, and compared to the Deadpool, that Deadpool cutoff was 140% higher. So applying that over here, again, it gets us just real close to 70 million. But anyway, so I think Goldpool will be ridiculously high. I myself have a golden ticket for that arena, but will be grinding just for milestones while doing the 4-star basic arena as well. And then on the other side, you got Ponce Academy. I think 70 million is a safe number when you consider 70 million often would get number 1 in a 5-star arena. So this is, again, he's comparing it to other results that we've seen for similar type arenas. And lastly, at Ardan, I think it will be 10 million because a lot of people already have him and the gold tickets are rare. So that was an interesting point here on this one. The fact that not everybody can jump into the gold pool arena. You got to have a gold ticket, and those weren't exactly giving them away. You either got them through the OG Deadpool arenas or you got really lucky with the gold pool crystals. So that is interesting. I think, though, there's enough where I think that might actually come into play is more into all the percentages. It might be really hard, if not maybe not even be possible. If you're out of the top 200 to get a gold pool, maybe that's like the 10%. Like the 10% tier won't be available because everybody will be high. It will be in that 200 range and get a gold pool versus the tier. I don't know. We'll see. My hunch is there's probably enough gold tickets out there to keep those numbers out of range, but I definitely don't think it will impact the gold pool top 200. I think there's going to be enough folks who drive that number really high, like most of the community feels as well. But thank you again, everybody who took the time to vote on both of these polls, and especially those who provided context in the comments section. So now, considering this input from the community, as well as looking at those trends I shared a few minutes ago, here are my thoughts for the round 1 cutoff for all of these arenas. And again, this is for the veterans bracket, so meaning your account's older than 61 days. I think Ant-Man, the 5-star, is going to be right around 19 million with a top 10% shard tier at 11 million. I think the 4-star feature Ant-Man cutoff will be right around 4.7 million with a top 10% at 4.1 million. Again, I try to get within 5 to 10% of the actual, so that's kind of keep that in mind. This is not going to be like an actual number. This is more of an approximate prediction where I think these numbers are going to land. And then for MODOK, I think he'll be around 2.3 million with 11 to 25% at 1.4 million. When it comes to Goldpool, I kind of talked about this already, but again, looking at what we saw for the OG Deadpool, it was 140% higher than what we saw for the closest type of arena, which was a 4-star premium, even though it's based off a 4-star basic. Again, I don't want to get into the complexities there, but that was a 140% increase from the 4-star feature arena, which gave us those 2021 kind of numbers. If I apply that same 140% increase off of the 5-star feature arena, it gets us close to 70 million and 68 million to be exact. So I think that cutoff is going to be right around 68 million. And again, this is where I think the cutoffs will land for the veterans bracket within, give or take 5 to 10%. So I always like to kind of give a buffer, kind of like a grind target. So for the 5-star feature Ant-Man, 20 million should be a good safe number. For the 4-star feature Ant-Man, 5 million should work. For MODOK, 2.6 million should work. And lastly, for Goldpool, better push it just over 70 million if you really want to make sure you don't miss him this one and only time that he's available in arenas. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the veterans bracket. I did include the veterans 3-star feature again, and just as a reminder for folks who may not have checked out my channel in a little bit, the community hotspots that gather a lot of results from the community, because that's the only way we get these numbers right is by self-reporting, since Kabam does not release official numbers. A lot of folks have been, a lot of those hotspots are no longer gathering 3-star feature, and it just and what they've shared is that they just weren't getting them anymore. And you know what? I don't blame the community either, because these numbers have been really consistent, over the last couple months. So I think we all kind of know where these will land. But as a reminder, for the veterans bracket 3-star feature old champ, you're looking, if you want Ant-Man, go to about 650. That'll be right around the cutoff. Grind target 700,000 if you really want to be sure. Now, when it comes to the beginner and intermediate brackets, this gets really kind of hazy because there's just not a lot of historical data to do some good thorough trend analysis, predictable trend analysis. Again, sure, we can throw some darts against the wall and maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we'll not. So just kind of keep that in mind. This is really, not statistically significant kind of numbers, very ballpark rough ranges, just because, again, the historical data is not out there to do any trend analysis. But anyway, with the beginner's bracket, meaning your account's been open for less than 30 days, you're looking to get an Ant-Man around 243 star, Ant-Man around 245,000. 4-star basic MODOK, you're looking around 1 million. Same for the 4-star feature Ant-Man, right around 1 million. Now moving on to the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open for 31 to 60 days. 3-star feature Ant-Man, you're going to have to go a little bit higher, around 550,000. 4-star basic MODOK around 1.2, 1.3 million. And for the 4-star feature Ant-Man, around 800,000. Again, these are really rough numbers. Definitely not a prediction as much as a statistically significant predictor, kind of like I have for the veterans bracket, just because all those results and that sample is out there for me to do the analysis against. But anyway, these are my thoughts. Kind of a little extra long-winded this time, kind of explaining my thoughts around the Goldpool arena. If you want to learn more about that one and what I'm thinking in more detail, I did put out a separate video. I should say, here shortly. So go check that out. As my thoughts as I kind of compare that to the 5-star feature arena, even though it's built off the 4-star feature arena. I don't want to get into that anymore in this arena for sure, or this video for sure. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video and it helped a lot for what you're planning to do with this round of arenas. If so, we'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, we'd really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.